was 24 hours ago when Kat Campbell was here in our studio, seeing that defined hook on radar and tracking this tornado and its path. She is now in Nash County to see the damage herself. Kat.
And, you know, it's really such a heartbreaking situation to be standing here in the same areas, on the same streets that I remember calling out the names of during our tornado warning coverage about an hour long yesterday. And one of the streets that really stood out to me was Battleboro and North Wesleyan Boulevard. Those were some of the areas that I was really concerned about. You know, it's populated. You know, there's so many people around that area at lunchtime. And I'm standing here at one of the areas that was impacted. So where I'm standing right now, this is St. Stephen's Loving Daycare. And, you know, they are a success story of following our tornado guidelines. They got the tornado warning. They had about 2 to 3 minutes to shelter 67 children and over a dozen staff. A lot of those children were infants. They were in rolling cribs that they moved away from the windows. And every single one of those children is okay today. But I want to walk you through just what a miracle this situation was as I was talking to some of their directors. The interior was okay. They had some of their roofing messed up here, and those unfortunately just so close to some of the babies' cribs. But you can see the trees down in their playground. The director of this daycare actually went to the front, locked the door because it blew open, and was able to see the tornado to really get all those kids under shelter. You can see that way. If we walk this way a little bit, I want to point out that the trees are down and they fell this way. So the trees right here fell in the direction right in front of me. And, you know, still a lot of damage here, even after they've had probably 24 community members helping clean up today. But if we move over here, I want to show you. So there's a house next door. There were 3 large trees that really damaged the roof in a severe way. Look at the direction that these trees are down, and you can really see it if you look right over there where the trees are down this way. So that's that rotation damage pattern that we see where the trees are in all different directions. And one more thing I want to show you is, you know, these kids had a really tough day yesterday. A lot of their parents work at Pfizer right next door. Pfizer is right there. That's how close that they were to, you know, some of that terrifying damage that Pfizer sustained. You can see their entire fence blew over this way. And, you know, they're just so thankful that given the path that this tornado took, it just barely missed them. But a lot of families here really are hurting today. Not only were their children, you know, in the path of this danger, and luckily the daycare did a phenomenal job of getting them to their safe places, having them shelter, cover their heads. But then you have their parents. You know, the daycare's right next door. Their parents from Pfizer also went through a traumatic experience today. So there are just a lot of families that are really hurting today. I talked with the owners of the daycare, and they described the experience of getting the alert, the actions they took, how they were able to respond so quickly and save more than 80 lives. You're going to hear from them coming up on our evening news and what it was like to really experience that tornado. I mean, they saved lives. It's such a heartwarming story to hear. But we hope these families can really recover quickly from this disaster. We know the community has been out here today helping a lot.
They need it, there's no question.
Kat Campbell, back to that child care facility that you were talking about. Thank goodness that the workers knew what to do. Prime examples of knowing what to do when a tornado hits the area. Thanks for those stories.